Rescreening a window, door, or even a pool enclosure is easier than you think. Do it yourself and you could save a ton of money. You'll start by removing the old spline. That's the flexible rubber rod material that holds the screen in. We used a small flathead screwdriver and some pointed nose pliers to pull it out. The more dried out it is, the more it breaks apart, so go slow. Once all of the spline is out of the screen will pop right out. Measure the opening you have left and add a bit extra on all sides. We added around 3 inches on all sides. So just add 6 inches to your height and 6 inches to your width measurements and cut out your new piece of screen. When you're working high up, having scaffolding makes this easier, as does the second person, but you can do this with one person on a ladder as well, if you're comfortable on ladders, that is. You're going to want screen clips. There are 2 types I'll link to in the description. They're both dirt cheap and worth every penny. You're seeing the metal clips here. You simply pinch them together, insert in the channel where the spline will go later, and release. The directions will show you a specific pattern that they go in, but you're basically getting all corners supported and then the middle sections horizontally and vertically. The clips hold the screen taut and in place for the next step, which is rolling the spline in. Spline comes in a few different styles and sizes, so it's best to cut a tiny piece out of your old screen so you know what size to order. I'll link to the kind I used below in the description. Next up is rolling the spline in place. You'll need a roller tool for this. We tried a few and settled on the screen one you see here. I'll link to it in the description. It's far better than the others we tried. While it takes some getting used to, it's pretty easy after a while. Start at the top corner, place the spline in the channel, and roll it in. The main issue to watch for when rolling spline is not to push too hard, because if you slip, you'll probably tear the screen and then you're starting all over. Go slow, apply light pressure, roll back and forth on a 6 to 12 inch long section at a time. Work your way around the entire section of screen. As you run into the clips you placed earlier, just pop them out and then keep on rolling. Once the spline is in place, you simply use a razor knife to trim the excess off. We did this by running it gently and slowly along the outer edge of the spline. Slow and steady, as you do not want to slip and cut the screen or yourself. One quote we got for rescreening our enclosure was over $4,000 and another $2,000 on top of that to do the top part of it. We did everything but the top for $150 in spline, less than $500 in screen, and $40 or so for the roller and clips. Less than $700 in materials versus the over $4,000 quoted by the pros. And now if we have a rip, we can easily fix it ourselves for free with the leftover materials. Well, there you have it. Only 70 more panels to go. Maybe don't do this in the worst part of summer like we did. If you found this video at all useful, I would really appreciate a like and maybe a subscribe if you want. It really does help us.